Hey everybody, it is JPT, back with a long-awaited, that's right, you asked for it, right? It is a Let's Build with JPT. Let's build Minecraft, sitting atop some of the best views of the city, at the baseball stadium. What? That's right. Things have changed a little bit at the baseball stadium. That last video, it wasn't done. It wasn't done by any means. I still had plenty of things to do, and guess what? I still do. I still have plenty of things to do, but I will say it is kind of funny when you don't record something for a while and you get a lot of views on one video. It kind of makes you want to record another one. But that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I do this for. I just want to share my thoughts and ideas with you guys and, conversate about the facts of life and what's not. So I am actually trying to record this in 1080. This is my first HD video, you could say. And I'm noticing a little chugga, and I think might be up for some hardware upgrades soon. But we're going to give this a shot. We're going to give this a shot and see what happens. But I also wanted to kind of update you on what's going on in my life, why you haven't heard from me or seen many videos, and also want to kind of give you an idea of what's going on here at the old baseball stadium. So I'm going to try to interweave both things together. Let's talk about the baseball stadium first, since that is one of the things that you guys are probably wondering about. I decided on the outside that this pattern right here continued here and there, and I just thought it was too much. Too much. And I wanted to mix things up. So the idea behind this whole baseball stadium, it's a minor league stadium is basically what I'm doing. It's scaled appropriately. If you've ever been to a minor league baseball park, you will notice that things are a little bit smaller. And that's what this is. This is just kind of a smaller idea of what a baseball stadium is and could be. Actually, in terms of seating, it's probably on the bigger side of a minor league team. So we're not going to name any specifics, but, it is what it is. So here you can see a much wider way of getting up and down. Creatures are still going bump in the night. You also notice that I am in creative mode, and that is a decision that I will discuss. I guess I could discuss it now. Essentially, I don't have enough time to build stuff in survival. When I have time to build stuff, I have time to build it in creative. So this whole thing will likely become a creative Let's Build series. And let me turn blocks down. Oh my gosh, that thing was loud. Is this better? Yes, much better. 10% is the percentage of the door that I want to hear. And so that is my decision. I love building stuff in survival. It's a test of not only character, but also skill and time. And I don't have one of those, I feel like, as much as I used to, and that would be time. I like to think I have a little bit of skill. You can see we're kind of going up these different buildings here. I'm not sure. I guess these would be offices. You got an office here, and then you've got the same thing. I can't even see it over yonder. Just trust me. We'll go all the way to the top, just like we were. And so I just don't have time for it. I've got more work on my plate than I used to. My life has gotten busy. I'm chasing a 2-year-old around. We have another little one on the way. As of this video, it's around a month away. And we're also in the process of buying a home. And that will require a little bit of TLC once we move in. So I'm juggling a lot of different things at the moment. And I just wanted to update you guys on what's going on in my life and also in my Minecraft world. I get very little time to occasionally drop in here and do stuff. You can kind of see the insides. I'm not done with these by any means. And again, I haven't determined exactly what these are. I was thinking about making these apartments, but that's just kind of weird. But I think we'll just make them offices and supply rooms and stuff like that. But as you can see from the outside, they are they're different. So it's on the corner essentially of. So you've got the front of the baseball stadium there. You've got this corner and you've got this corner, and then technically you've got this corner, which is rounded off. So I haven't even gotten anywhere near touching that. I actually will show you what the sides of. So essentially, this was the old style around these two parts. This was the modern version of it, and you can kind of see what it looked like originally. So here you've kind of got the stairwell, and I had this and this. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually lean into this a little bit. We're going to make this all brick on the outside to kind of just break up the color. It's just kind of crazy. We sneak preview of that thing over there. And so, yeah, I'm just embracing the brick a little bit and the modernness of this side and whatnot. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. But yes, we are in the process of buying a home. We are very excited. But again, life is just taking a lot of different twists and turns in order for me to jump into video games in general, not just Minecraft, but just any video game. So with the sort of lack of time that I have right now, I'm making decisions that are best for me and my time, and I'm going to do everything possible to make it work for you guys as well. So videos may be few and far between, but I will say streaming probably has a much better, there's a much better chance of me streaming it rather than, ooh, that's broke, rather than seeing a YouTube video pop up on the channel. So I do apologize to those of you that have subscribed. Don't assume, though, that I'm going to stop making videos. If anything, the videos are going to probably be tighter, and by tighter, I mean just more concise. This video will not be that. It will be a long video because I have so much stuff to show you. But from here on out, as I locked myself up here. This is the thing. I've got all this empty space, and I don't know what to do with it. I've been trying to build stairs up here and all sorts of stuff, but I just can't make it work, and it's kind of making me angry. I bet if I break this, nope. Yes, okay. I knew at some point it would reveal itself. Let's see. Okay, I can go in here. Boop, boop. Yeah, I don't know. So concessions will be under here, under the stairs, as it is typically at most stadiums. They gotta have a good view too. There are a lot of concession stands. I got to figure out what that looks like. And I'll be doing that in streams. I'll be getting feedback from you guys like, hey, what do you guys think of this idea? Yada, yada, yada. And most likely we'll then showcase that in videos on YouTube. That's the model, you could say, that I'm going for. Can I? See, I want that to go all the way up, but then it looks weird up here. Then somebody's sitting on a concrete block, and it just doesn't look good. These are all off. Technically, these should be here and here, because I had to shift everything over. So look at this. You're watching me build. You're watching me build. But yes, again, what I was saying was, like, in the morning, every now and then I'll get some work done really fast, and then I'll be able to jump in here for 20, 30 minutes and kind of do my own thing. And that is refreshing. I thought about closing this off, but I think it's just nice. Eternal Daytime is on, and Mob Spawning, I think, is still on, because I still want to get random zombie people. Although you're like, well, you're in creative, and you can make your own. You can just go like, villager. Well, you're right. You're 100% right. I can just go like this and be like, hey, I want a dude that is going to be in the concession. And it's like, okay, he's a cartographer, of course, because he has a side job of making hot dogs. So, yes, you're right. That was just what I was originally thinking, and at this point, is that right? I think that should not be that wide. Or did I do that on purpose? It just looks weird to me. Anyways, these are the gates. These are the gates. Although, the ballpark is closed to the general public. I think I just was breaking those to break on through to the other side. You've got this for the announcer's booth. They got a really good view. So I don't honestly remember what has changed, what was different. I do know the brick was not there. I do want to maybe do something fanciful, or maybe just keep it old school on the front of this. I don't know, maybe a big sign that says welcome to, whatever field this is. I've determined that the skeleton horses are the mascots. No. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. It's like, no. Yes, this is our mascot, the skeleton horse, because I used to spawn like crazy in here. I can't say that I'm a huge fan of this little bump out on the top, but it is what it is. I have to be able to get up here. So I might change that, though. I might just make it flat, and then in order to get on top, you have to, open a door on top. I don't know if that makes sense. Like a almost like the top of a submarine, little hatch door. We might bring that down because from the outside, from the street, it looks a little stupid. That's right, I had to whisper that just in case. See how it looks silly? But it also gives it character. So that's the thing. I don't want everything to be symmetrical and like even this. So like for instance, these two are the same. This one's not because the stadium kind of goes up in order to accommodate seating underneath. So as you can see, the seating kind of goes up in order to maximize these seats up here. So there are seats here, and they're not the best seats. You know, you'll see the pitcher throw the ball, and then you won't see it, and then you'll see it again. There's one seat that's just like this seat is awful. But it's not, I mean, I guess it's not terrible. This one is not great either. So that's the thing is like I'm actively going through, oh, I'll show you which seat is terrible. It's this one. Actually, it's not that bad. So that's funny. So I keep thinking like, well, that seat's bad. Let me get rid of it. And it's like, well, no. So I kind of got rid of these because, I mean, this seat would be, yeah, this is the worst seat in the house. So that's why it's kind of like a, excuse me. So these are the seats. These are the risers. And then you have to go around like this, you know, to get it around people. And then, of course, there'll be doors here for the office areas, yada, yada, yada. So you get the drift. Baseball stadium has changed quite a bit. And so has my schedule. So there is that. Another thing I want to show you. Let's go over here. So you remember this parking lot, right? This was a parking lot that led to... What's this? What does this sign say? Shopping mall. That's right. I have been busy laying out what I believe to be a very modern looking, potentially modern looking shopping mall with on this level, which would be, this would technically be the ground level. There's a basement level, and then there would be a first floor, which technically would be the second floor, I guess. On this level, I believe I wrote down there are 14 shops. There are 14 shops. So let's start here. 1, and so this determines, these lines determine that where walls will be, but I just kind of outlaid it because I didn't want to place all of them because I'll be getting rid of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this side, 9, this one's long, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, ooh, there's 15. There's 15 on this one. And then there are the same number up here. So there's potentially 30 different shops with a food court. Food court's going to be right here. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much. So some of this stuff will be food court-esque things with the kind of like little shops on this side, maybe some kiosks. But again, this would be the top floor. The top floor of the shopping mall, which is across from the baseball stadium, which then will lead to the subway. We'll talk about that here in a second. But this top floor essentially is open, kind of open air. I wanted it to be different. So when you came underneath, so if you're right here, you can kind of see it's different. You know, there's a little bit of shadow play going on. This is the big sort of open skywalk that you can kind of look. There will be big open sky windows there. I just mixed it up a lot. I just mixed it up a lot because I wanted to give this building a lot of character. And with that, so let's down here underneath, well, you can kind of see. I may have to dig this down a little bit more because you have the road. The road just runs right through here. This is going to be like a Macy's or like a JCPenney, like a big department store essentially is what this is going to be. So this whole area is going to be a big, big department store. And then there'll likely be bigger individual stores here, 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 here. You know, you get the drift. But what's really unique, what does this sign say? Yeah, it's a subway train. What's going to be really unique about this space is that there's going to be a subway train running right through here, which allows for access to street level from here. Why is this here? Let's get rid of that. That belongs with grass. So that's going to be really cool, and it's on both sides. It doesn't really matter which way you come and go. So this will be an entrance right here to the mall with subway access, and then likely you'll cross the street here or further down there in order to get to the baseball stadium. It's pretty cool. I kind of mixed up getting back to this real quick, I kind of mixed up two different things. So here you've got glass, kind of modernizes it, but I kind of wanted to go old school with it. So I put iron bars here, and I don't know. You guys, I need your opinion. Which one do you think I should do? Should I do iron bars or should I do glass? I don't know. I just don't know. We never determined on stream whether or not we were going to do that. So anyways, baseball stadium, mall, that's going to come along probably a lot off camera. What you'll see here is this is going to be kind of just some outdoor seating, and then this will be outdoor eating seating for the food court. But then what I wanted to do is, as you can see, there's this like weird, strange diagonal street where you can kind of like drop your kids off, and you know, you've got this thing over here. What's this thing? Well, you'll see in a minute. And then you kind of run into the roads. I did a lot of infrastructure. So a lot of roads and stuff like that. You know, originally we had determined that I was going to do all the roads in creative. Well, I'm doing everything in creative now. So you kind of have this catwalk that goes over. I'm embracing the end block, the purple blocks, I guess. So the deep end blocks, I suppose, which in survival we haven't even touched yet. So I did this creatively. I've not actually ever gotten any of these blocks on my own. So you have this catwalk that goes over to this thing. You know, of course, this was blockaded when originally I was doing all this in survival. Cinna. Like a cinema, you say? That's right. This is a cinema. This is actually the back entrance to the cinema from the shopping mall, which I think is really cool. This actually has two different entrances. And you can notice that if you've ever been to a big mall that has like a movie theater attached to it, usually there's the public entrance and then there's like the mall entrance. And so that's kind of what we're doing here. And there's actually three entrances. You've got this lower level one from the street. You've got the mall access one, which brings the stairs down, which from a security standpoint, you can't like just walk right into the movies. You have to still come to this box office here. And then you've got these, you know, I think this is like Beauty and the Beast. That's kind of how I'm seeing this. This is the Beauty and the Beast poster, you know, those oversized posters. And then you also have a ladies' room and a men's room. If you need to use the potty before you walk in, this is a urinal. And I think this is a toilet, yeah. And then for the ladies, of course, ladies don't use urinals, so they have two toilets. Which is weird because sometimes it closes the door and also opens that. Ooh, skeleton. So what I decided to do is like embrace the rich red concrete colors. I love the concrete. I love the concrete. Some people are like, concrete's stupid. So look at this. You can't get this color combination. And I think the concrete is just straight vanilla. I haven't even messed with that with subtle tweaks. You know, this is the black terracotta, which is the same as our roads. So I'm kind of mixing it up. I will likely change the floor color, as you will see here. You know, if you walk into a movie theater and the hallways, the carpet's just like usually crazy, and it's usually a crazy combination of colors and textures, not textures, but just colors and patterns. That's what I'm trying to think of, because like there's a lot of foot traffic on it, and it just looks gross, and you don't actually want to know what's underneath it. Yeah, so we actually have 4 screens here, which we'll take. Let's go take a look at it right now. So I want to have one that actually is operational with doors. Okay, none of the doors are working. Oh, that's stupid. And look at this. So I put down carpet so nothing can actually spawn in here, which is awesome. So you walk in, and I plan on changing the color of red sandstone. It's orange. It's called red sandstone, but it's orange. Don't even get me started. So here we got the movie screen, which is pretty common. And then you've got, you know, you got your aisles that you walk up, and you'll say, this is usually the best seat in the house. You don't want to be necessarily in the very back wall because you got the projector here, which some of these had projectors in them at one point. I was working on a design, but I usually sit about right here. This is usually the sweet spot for sound and video. Sometimes I have to sit here if I go with a group of friends or my wife. My wife. So anyways, this is what this looks like. I believe. There you go. Put some glowstone underneath there just to kind of light the place up. I might reduce that a little bit, especially if we're turning on mob spawning. But here you've got the emergency exit. Oh no! And you come out in the hallway, you know, in case something were to go awry. So let's walk back in. So each theater looks exactly like that. You're not missing out. You're not missing out. Here we got some access for janitorial supplies. Got another ladies' room and a men's room. These look a little bit different. Here are the mirrors, which are just banners. So you got 2 toilets. You got a handicapped toilet here. You got 2 urinals for the gentlemen's that are coming. This would be the concession stand. And then you got 3 stalls for the ladies. Hey, ladies, I got some stalls for you. And then this is just the general entrance box office. Again, posters everywhere. It's kind of toying with that idea. I was trying to add more posters in here, but I guess there's no easy way of adding additional stuff to this. If you guys know, let me know. And then, of course, another sky roof with a big entrance here. And then if you come out, you've got a big parking lot. I can't remember. I should be proud of how many parking spaces. Like, I'm going for the realistic parking in my world, you know? And then I've got handicap access on the front, and then you got the front of the building. You got the front of the building. So this is what it looks like. I believe I was working on spacing for outs. You know, you have the posters on the outside. It's really cool. You can kind of see the posters on the inside. Time set. Can we do night? Yeah. This looks really cool. Actually, time set. Let's go deeper. 1600. Let's make it real dark. Yeah. So you can kind of see the parking lot is lit up. The cinema has these really cool lights that go into the night sky. It just looks really cool. There's creatures everywhere now. Actually, you know what? I think I did write down how many parking spaces there were. 56 parking spaces. See? I know me. Time set. Is it 1500? No, I think it's 3000. I think 3000 is close to noon. No, it's 5000. There we go. 5000 is the kind of light that I like to work with. So anyways, added a little bit of color. The inspiration a little bit is from AMC, as much as I don't necessarily want that to be. But yeah, AMC. So here you got the movie theater. You got the roof, which is usually gravel or some combination thereof. And then I kind of broke it up a little bit because that texture over time would just get a little crazy. So anyways, that's the movie theater. That's the mall. You kind of saw what was going on behind here with this neighborhood. So these are going to kind of be original homes. You can kind of see how I've marked out. There's some houses here. There's a bunch of houses over here. I don't know if I'll have anything in here or not, but you can kind of see how, again, I've kind of started mapping out yards and houses and stuff like that. And then I've built these roads, and then I've got these bridges that go across. Let's take a look at those real quick, actually. This was a lot of work to kind of get these to match. So underneath, they all look very similar. So these are all just sort of overpasses. So here you've got, you know, this park, or these lush tree settings. I don't think I'm actually going to let people come in here necessarily. I think I'm going to close off access to that. But you can kind of see different road heights, different sort of arch scales, but all very similar underneath. Kind of work through that. So if we kind of if you were to boat ride through here, you know, you'd watch your head here, and you keep going. Then you've got this one, which is at an angle, which was a challenge for me. That was very interesting because if you come up and zoom up, see how this is on this level, and if you just draw a straight line, it would be going that way. Well, it doesn't. It goes that way. So I had to do my bridge, my overpass, appropriately. So that was an interesting little test of skill. I think this one's a straight one. Yeah, same thing, straight. And you can kind of see I needed to do a little bit of work underneath. But yeah, and then I kind of did this, and you've got this big thing that I haven't done yet. It's going to be a lot easier for me to be more productive in creative. So anyways, I want to quickly show you that neighborhood. But one of the things that I'm really proud of is this outdoor, I guess, amphitheater. Because I guess outdoor amphitheater, isn't that redundant? Maybe it's not. I don't know. But anywho, so we got this outdoor amphitheater for like concerts, events, things like that. You got these flags that are waving. But look at this thing. It's like a band shell, essentially. This is pretty sweet. And then you got this like big cover that comes down. I like it. You know, of course, again, seating. Although this makes sense that these are seats and not aisles. That was weird. In my opinion, was I doing that for a reason? Because I have the same thing over here. Weird. I'm just gonna break it. because a lot of times with outdoor spaces, you're usually stepping on the spot where someone could be sitting. Does that make sense? And these are like for pyrotechnics or lights, you know. Hello! And then, of course, this catches on fire, and then they close down the band shell. So what I did here is I put lights in, got kind of these lights out here. This is just your regular stage. You know, you've got your drummer up here. You got your bassist over here, usually, and then you got your electrics and your other stuff up here. Yeah, I'm singing to everybody. There's not a bad scene in the house, basically. Got a little bit of algae growth because it's old. But anyways, so this is this took a lot longer than it looks. This really did, because I had to determine like this dome shape, and then I had to like flatten it on the back, but then also give it depth underneath. So like technically this is a sidewalk, so it's a little awkward, and then I like had to black this out. There was a lot to it. But I'm really happy with the way it looks. And I know I'm kind of like just zooming through this stuff at this point, because we spent a lot of time talking about the baseball stadium and the mall and the movie theater. But there's just so much stuff. There's so much stuff going on. So let's see. Movie theater, mall, amphitheater, neighborhood, bridges, and, yes, the gas station. The coup de grace. Not really. But something I'm pretty proud of from a design standpoint. I kind of landed on this. And it's really funny because I can associate with these buildings with podcasts that I listen to. And I actually listened to a podcast about the Newport school shootings. And I hate that I associate this build with that event, but I'm interested in history and sort of true crime and stuff like that. Excuse me. And so I just would, turn that stuff on and just listen to it. But, it is what it is. It's good to be informed about those things so that we can all be educated. But anyways, I'm going to get off that topic. And here you can kind of see my version of, you've got your unleaded and you got your diesel, at least here in the United States. You got your vehicle. So I'll probably, implement some vehicles. Again, parking spaces. And so these people probably have difficulty having customers park to go to the baseball games. And so I don't know. I just like to think of things like that. And as you see this will not be the only gas station in this city. This kind of reminds me of, what is it, BP, I guess, the green and the white. And you walk in here and you've got sort of this tiled floor. You'll have a counter. You have a sort of a side employee entrance with this stock room in the back. You will see multiple versions you'll see this color scheme, maybe this exact same building, but maybe a smaller version of the gas pumps, maybe in that direction or whatever. But then you're also going to see like Shell and Exxon and, I don't know, there's all sorts of other gas providers, but then also convenience store chains that go along with it. So a lot of times you'll have the gas up here, and then you'll actually have the convenience store name there. Those pairings change based on distribution, if I'm not mistaken. So you're going to see that. You're going to see this color scheme elsewhere, but then you're also going to potentially drive down the road and see another gas station, because that's realistic. That's the world we live in. There's not just one gas station in a town of at least this scale, So you'll probably see a gas station over there, like right where the crosshairs are. So I think that's kind of everything in a nutshell. You can kind of see that I'm using the terracotta, the stained ones, as sort of the numbers or the digital signage for that kind of thing. Look how many horses are in there. They all have saddles too. This guy has a saddle as well. The old workshop where everything was stored in survival. Oh, yes. So I have made some changes to my Subtle Tweaks texture pack, but I haven't made those available, and it probably won't be available for a little while. Here you've got an iron block, you've got the hopper, you've got the tripwire hook, you've got a piston, you've got a sticky piston. Well, what's different about them? The iron color is different. That's right. You've got the iron sword, all the tools. Stone, I think I kept the same. Gold, you can kind of see it's more of a blander color, which makes more sense to me. Diamond is the same way. You can kind of see that I'm wearing the blander diamond armor, also with a different enchanted pattern. It's not as like crazy purple, which I think is really cool. But yeah, you can kind of see how The yellow is more, the gold is less like vibrant yellow. Same thing with iron. I'm going for more of the realistic colors. A lot of people would say BOO, also went this route. We kind of did it around the same time, which I think is really funny. I just stopped doing videos, so otherwise we kind of ran into the same thing. I mean, it's definitely inspired by some of his changes. The one change that I see of his all the time is the bucket, which I haven't actually changed mine yet because I haven't thought about changing it to the darker color. But that's what you can kind of see there. Pods oil, I kind of added the same dirt scheme to Pods oil, so it is, it's varied, but not as much as dirt. Let's see, yeah, so there, you got a rock there and a rock there, and you kind of look at it, this is the same as this, but then this isn't the same as this because it's turned a different way. Just little variations like that is kind of what I was going for. I think I did make a change in the courthouse before I forget. This is all going away. And see how we have the diner right there? I think I'm going to change that and put the diner down here because I need a parking lot for the diner. And this doesn't really work for that. So I think I'm going to maybe make this change the design a little bit but this diner design will go down here. This looks weird. Like, I don't like this, and so I want trucks to be able to park here, and I think the diner will essentially kind of go here, so have a really good view of the lighthouse. This will all remain. Parking lots will remain, but this will become just sort of like a gift shop. That's what I'm trying to think of. The word gift shop. Duh. I think I showed you what this looks like from the last video. I'm just like, I feel like I'm spreading myself too thin, and so I really need to focus on certain things so that when I show you guys videos, oh, that's a lot different. I forgot how different everything was. So you remember how I said this courthouse or the Capitol building, like on this side was going to be like the Senate, and then on this side it was going to be like a courthouse. Well, of course, listening to true crime really got my juices flowing. Look at this. It's a courtroom. Dun 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 dun. So the jury, not the jury. Yeah, where's the jury going to sit? Oh, yeah, the jury sits over here. It's all made of cobblestone. So the jury's going to sit here. You got your judge up here. Got a pretty decent view. All the witnesses or the families will sit back there. You got your defendant, prosecution's over here. But then you got the judge's quarters. Ooh, you got his desk here. His or her, equal opportunity. They got a really cool painting there. I believe this is going to be like a bathroom. So I had to take out the windows. See how over there's windows on the lower level? Nope, you don't want to see the judge peeing. And then here you've got sort of this like sunroom that leads out to the balcony. So if the judge wants to, take a smoke break or whatever, they can do that at their leisure. And then on this side will be the sort of where the jury goes to deliberate and make their decision. So there'll be a big conference room table in here. So that's kind of what I did with that. And that took a long time to determine. I mean, I took a very long time. And with that, I had to figure out what to do with the space above the courthouse or the courtroom. So you've got bathrooms that will go here and here. It's a nice little sitting bench. I know I'm just blazing through this because, man, I'm getting really long on this recording. It's going to take a long time to upload this. But then above the courtroom, you got this open, like, hall. So it'd be like a ballroom, essentially. So, like, you could have weddings, events, that kind of thing. You see that with a lot of Capitol buildings. Just they have a lot of real estate. And then you kind of have the stairs that kind of go up and down. So, again, this was, I think I actually started listening to Vintage Space. I started watching her stuff on YouTube when I started doing this. So I shifted gears from true crime to space because I love space and NASA and everything about that. And she has a pretty cool channel. So I'd recommend you guys checking that out. So then you come up here, and again, that's another way of getting up here to the ballroom. So there's just a lot of different ways to get places, and you're going to start seeing me sort of fill things out. So I might make these little quick, like, one-off videos once I start making progression. And the reason for that is I'm going to hopefully do progression as I'm able to stream. Again, I'm going to most likely stream more than I am going to record, or at least dedicate my time towards that. Here you got the subway train. Again, I don't know if I've shown you guys this stuff or not. I kind of worked on that, and then I kind of went away from it because I don't want to bore everybody, especially streamers. But I just don't, I want to hang out and do stuff with people. And I think that's probably the better way of doing it, is just kind of determining where things are going to go. And, again, there's so many roads and sidewalks, and determining what that looks like. I'm going to build a big sort of church over here with a cemetery, like a creepy cemetery over there. Not all church cemeteries have to be creepy, but this one will be, because it's going to be in a swamp, so it's going to look kind of weird. You got all this parking space, so you've got this side road to get to the parking lot, then you can leave out this way or come in this way. I think through all these things, and honestly, the more I see this, the more I like it, especially this side. This is a really cool shot. I think that just looks like a baseball stadium, right? That's made improvements over the years. It's went from, concrete and bricks, or concrete bricks or whatever, to just road bricks, or I don't know. And then you've got sort of the modern setting on this side. Did I actually even show you guys what that looks like? I don't even think I'm done yet. But here you can kind of see how I filled in the dirt a little bit. It kind of made a few blips in the grass. The reason why I can't make more is because, well, that's plains, so that one makes sense. But then you got like root forest, so it's like super green. It doesn't look good. It doesn't make any sense either. I don't think this has actually changed at all. Yeah, see how it's closed off? So I want to kind of make this like an open grounds area for whatever. And if you've ever looked at the side of a movie theater, some of you might say like, well, that looks really stupid and bland. Go look at your movie theater. Most movie theaters are really big, honking buildings, and they're really bland on the sides. Some people hide it well. Others don't. On this side, we hit it really well because of the trees. The trees hide this side very well, in my opinion. And they're different. This was an oak tree, but I kind of made it acacia. I'm mixing it up. But there's just so much stuff. I mean, it's been months since I've done anything for you guys to see. But it doesn't mean I'm not working, and it doesn't mean I don't care about you, and I want to hear from you. So the best way to do that, honestly, is on Twitter, twitter.com/jptplays. You can also find me on Twitch, @jptplays. Follow me there. Turn on the notifications. I'll try to put up the YouTube notification as well as things come about. That's weird that I took out the line. Why did I do that? Because it should look like that, but it's not. Anyways. So, I mean, I'm still going. Minecraft's still going. There's still other games that I want to do. And I think the best way for me to do that, and at least share that with you, is just we'll air it live. We'll air it live on Twitch. And we'll see how that works for a while. Again, with a new little one coming, it's going to be a little touch and go as we move along. But I think that's just what's going to work best for everybody, and be able to keep in touch with you guys. So I think that's going to do it for now. I'm just kind of zooming around at this point and just rambling on. But I'm going to have a new office, which means I'm going to have a new recording space, and that should be a lot of fun. And hopefully that will work itself out to the point where I can just keep on keeping on, and you guys can do the same thing. So I do appreciate all the views from the last video. I mean, that was very unexpected. I think it probably helps that I'm just typed in the word like Minecraft Baseball Stadium. And I've gotten some mostly positive feedback from that, but also negative feedback in the terms of dislikes, which is whatever. It just means that you guys are watching. It means that someone came along and was like, this looks weird, or I didn't like this. But if that's the case, if you're not a fan of what I'm doing, let me know why. Share your ideas with me. There are many ways of doing so. And I think Twitter's probably going to be the best way for that, especially visually. By the way, there's going to be a coffee shop right there, like a Starbucks. Very corporate. This is very corporate. Very corporate. So is this, I guess. And then, old school neighborhoods that way. And I don't know, other stuff that way. So it is what it is. I think it's really cool that I'm introducing parking. Let me see, how many parking spaces? I guarantee you this sign says something about parking spaces, because I'm obsessed with it. 72. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of parking spaces. But it makes sense in the scale of the building. So anyways, that's going to do it for me. Thanks so much, for watching and supporting me. And until next time, whenever that may be, this is JPT. Go play your games. And I'll be seeing you. Thank you so much for watching. The best way to support this video, and really this channel, is by clicking the like button. And if you're brand new to the channel, click on the subscribe button. You won't regret it. I promise.